Hi, my name is Baba Kanyai and I'm a sophomore student and I'm in computer science.
Hello, my name is Mohamed Doi. I'm also a sophomore student and my major is mechanical engineering. For this semester, we were given as a project a main quadcopter. What is a main quadcopter? It's just a big drone on which someone could sit on top of it and pilot it in order to move around. But since we didn't have any experiences with flying vehicles, we had first to learn how a drone works and what is the physics behind. That's why in order to prototype this project, we were working on a project named heavy lift drone. A heavy lift drone is just a drone that can lift heavy payloads and also lift it at a certain distance.
Actually, we have one, and as you can see, there it is. As a reminder, it's a quadcopter, meaning it has 4 propellers, hence 4 rotors. So, one device I would like to mention is the flight controller. A flight controller is an electric device that helps you control your drone, such as the forward motion, backward, left to right, throttle, also there's a takeoff, land and hover at a certain altitude. So in order to tell the flight controller how to control this drone properly, there is a software called Mission Planner. Mission Planner is a ground control station that helps you monitor your drone, locate your drone, and also, as I said, configure your flight control, which is the brain of the drone.
So these type of drones are very practical to transport heavy payloads, as I mentioned earlier. And they are used in various sectors. You can take, for example, the sector of agriculture or multimedia or delivery. If you take the example of the agriculture, they are what we call a smart agriculture. What's happened is the farmer has a drone and will equip his drone of several sensors, and also if he wants, he can put a spray in order to spray his plantation. Then what happens? The drone will go around the plantation, then collect some data, and also if he want to spray his plantation, he can do it as well. And once he will collect this data will allow him to make a better harvest from his plantation. They are used in several areas. The agriculture was the one of them, as I explained to you.
So, in order to have our drone ready to take off, there are a few things that need to be considered, such as the physics behind drone, the component used, such as the weight of the battery, the type of battery, the type of rotor, the type of propellers, even the type of frame that needed to be taken into account in order to have this drone working properly. So that's why it took us 2.5 months. The phase of drone is the main things that they needed to be taken into account. First thing, for instance, we have the Newton's seconds law, third law, first law, the Bernoulli's equation, the air pressure, the Ohm's law. All those stuff is for the science part, and for the technology part, we need a firmware called Autopilot. Software need to control the firmware, the mission planner. Those are the skills that needed to be acquired in order to have this drone.
The biggest challenge that we faced was how to arrange the motor on the drone, because at the first time we didn't arrange it the right way, therefore we got a lot of crashes. Then we went back to learn how to arrange some motors on drone. I mean, we did a research and we knew that, for example, the 2 motors that are on the top of the drone should go, the one that is on his, for example, right should go counterclockwise, the one that is on his left should go clockwise. But we were saying, since we did some research in physics, since this one had to do this and this one had to do this, we were saying, why not 2 switches? Therefore, it causes a lot of crashes, and we got a lot of propeller broke. That's why we go back and try to rearrange it, such as the two that are adjacent, that are on the top. This one go clockwise, counterclockwise, this one clockwise. When we did it, the drone could lift, could take off without any problem.
So we plan so far is a normal drone. That means you can control with a radio controller, such as your phone, your computer, or even a radio controller, a remote control. So our next step will be make it autonomous, meaning that you can tell him, drone, go this location at specific point and come back. Also, even when the battery is dead, it can land without any problem, and make it autonomous in a way that if it is lost somewhere around your environment, it can come back to your location, your initial location point.
I think this project so far is the one that allowed me to acquire a lot of knowledge about physics, about aerodynamism, since I never took this course. This type of project also is the one that allows me to do hands-on, because I never did it before. This project is the one that allowed me to acquire a lot of knowledge about physics. I will say physics because it requires a lot of physics, and thanks to DAUST, because DAUST provides this kind of courses. Throughout this project, we learn a lot because we're trying to solve problems by ourselves. We have to do some research in order to make things, and also if we encounter some problem, we have to solve it by ourselves, and that's where it's really interesting.
This project helped me to know more about drone. Mm-hmm. Before coming here, I just knew how to fly a drone, but not how it works, the physics behind. Here at DAUST, they give you some projects that help you improve your engineering skills, mm-hmm. your research skills as well. You can have the internet in your hand without knowing anything about research or how to make the proper researches. Mm-hmm. So here at DAUST, also they help you, as my colleague mentioned, if you encounter a problem, you can solve it by yourself. Also with the help of the teachers, the director, or even the courses that you've taken so far.
I think the biggest challenge that we faced was how to arrange the motor on the drone, because what we did first was we put a clockwise motor on this part of the drone and a counterclockwise motor on this part of the drone, and we put us the same here. But what happened was every time we were trying to arm and lift the drone, it crashes. Every time we did it crashes. That's why we got a lot of propeller broken. But once we change it and put this one counterclockwise and this one clockwise, it will lift it without any problem. And we realized that it was the way to do it. This is one of the challenges. The other one was also how to pilot a drone, because for me it was the first experience. Even if we lift it correctly, I was having some problem in order to pilot it. I think that was some challenges that we faced, yes.